Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 157 of Moogle Go Round Radio. We're back. We're back. Anyway, we're back.
Say that we're back. We're back.
Look, 1 week we're not going to be back, okay? Which would be weird because I don't know how I'd have said it otherwise. But hey, Paul, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm exhilarated.
Now I'm scared.
But yeah, no, I'm doing good. How are you? How is your Ragnarok life been treating you?
Well, considering the fact that I just found out our guest wants to play, I'm not going to say too much, but I am really enjoying it. It's been a fun experience. It's been ups and downs. There's been some sadness. There's been some murdering. There's been some bloodshed. There's been some violence. There's been a bit of climbing, some puzzling. There's been stuff and things that have happened, and we will be continuing stuff and things from next week. So, yay! I'm going to have to try and work out a schedule because I've got like 3 games I want to play now because Pokemon will go live tonight, which hopefully. So we'll be going live with that. Hopefully in the past when you listen to this if you're on Podbean. So yeah, go check us out on Twitch.tv/Moogle Go Round Radio. And Paul, what have you been up to?
Other than just playing the pre-patch of WoW, I made my Drakthir, my Invoker. It was pretty cool. I'm just getting ready for it, honestly. Preparing a bunch of stuff. I've been playing a bit of TFT as well, because I've been enjoying that. I'm actually going to be setting up a new live stream schedule for when it comes to this weekend, where I do play some Final Fantasy. And obviously with this patch coming alive, I'll probably play a lot more Final Fantasy. I also want to be playing one. I will be streaming on my other account, my Paul Metal Mace account as well, to stream random games that are not MMO based. A little bit of WoW, but, that are not MMO based. So I think Moogle Round's more for MMO. As you know, you play
like
New
God of War.
Worlds and God of War. Yeah. Technically, it's not an MMO, but still an RPG, technically.
Yeah. But no, I've been playing New World. I've actually capped one of my skills already in New World. So I've already reached level 200 in one of the skills. Nice. I've been playing it too much. Go check out my first impressions video, by the way. It blew up on YouTube. Go check that out. Thank you again to Brian from Work the Game for actually watching my video on stream. So thank you so much for that. So yeah, also I need to update that because we've actually got a link now with Moogle Go Round Radio. I am planning another video. I need to get it done. I'm hoping to do a crafter and gathering New World versus Final Fantasy 14 video. I know, controversial, but yeah, that's my plan because I have some thoughts on.
I'll do the same, but with WoW, because WoW's had a new crafting system coming in with Dragonflight.
So I just want to because this the 2 games I played, so I want to share my comparison of my thoughts on both systems because I feel like there's pros and cons to both of them, in my opinion. But I guess before we get too far in this, we should introduce our wonderful guest. He helps run the community for Work to Game. He helps edit videos for the wonderful folk again at Work to Game. You can see him a lot on social media, and he streams on his own channel occasionally, probably, sometimes, maybe. It's Chris, but not that Chris. Hello. Other Chris.
The other Chris. Hashtag blame Chris. Yeah, I do all of those things. I am also on Gamer Escape. And
go check out Gamer Escape again.
So I would stream more if between all of those things I still had time. That's mostly the issue. Time, energy, and all of that stuff. I have played a total of 2 hours of WoW years ago when I was let's give it a try, and then I was let's stop giving it a try, and then I went back to 14.
I gave WoW a try when they added controller support in Shadowlands, and I'll admit I think I was fair. I got up to cap. I got to the cap, and I did the raid on normal with some friends. So I feel like I gave it a fair shot. I didn't like it that much, and that's why when everyone else stopped playing it, I'm like, oh no, you've forced my hand. How dare you? Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, to be fair, you were playing an expansion, Shadowlands, that had no real aspect of story, and it just blatantly got worse. And you can tell by the developers, because the developers completely gave up on that expansion, and now hopefully big high hopes for Dragonflight. Because obviously Preach Gaming went back. He's going back to WoW, because obviously he saw a bunch of stuff they're adding in. Then he was like, yes, this is what I want. So he's going back, which is good. I know Zeppler was playing WoW as well, last night.
Work to Game was also playing WoW.
Yeah, Work to Game. I've enjoyed WoW. I have friends that play WoW. Yeah, and now I can stream it.
Jen and Eric.
And obviously they are now part of Microsoft technically.
Yeah.
So maybe it gets better. But
Not yet. Not yet.
maybe. Yeah.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Technically
We
not
got
yet, but also they're starting.
You got until what, mid 2023 before they can actually say anything about that, from what I've heard. So, Lulu and Skeppy are also doing well. Yeah,
Damn.
there's
so
a lot
many
of people
doing
giving well. I mean, it's an expansion. That's the thing, though. I'll say this now: it's a new expansion. It's been a year since the last Final Fantasy 14 expansion, and people want new content. And although what we're about to say is new content, it's a weird way to say this, but I think I feel like this is a lot of people that are feeling this right now. We've just finished 10 years of Final Fantasy 14 story, and we're setting up a new story. So if there's any time to take a break from story, it's kind of now.
Yeah.
So with stuff like WoW and Guild Wars 2 and New Worlds, all having new content that people haven't experienced, people are stepping out to try stuff that they've never tried before, or haven't tried in so long that it feels like they've never tried before.
Like, I've been getting more and more into raiding in Destiny 2, which is really different from 14, but still very, very fun. So I've been playing Destiny more and more and more and more recently.
I mean, sorry, I'm a Fantasy 14 content creator. I'm not supposed to talk like that. I mean, sorry, let's go back and say, how dare you play any other video game except for Final Fantasy 14? It's the
Excuse me. Yoshi P, our Lord and Savior, also said that you should be taking breaks from 14, so I'm doing that.
They go and play other games other than 14. Yoshi P goes off and plays World of Warcraft so he can learn how to make stuff for Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
It's not a secret.
Remember when 6.3 comes out and the update to Island Sanctuary comes out? Do not push everything on day one. Take your fucking time. Do what I did. It took me like 2 weeks until I was like rank 10.
What Chile did. Didn't stop putting it down until, he got to the hotel room where we met up.
Yeah, I was in the hotel.
I played it on his phone with remote play.
Yeah, I was on holiday when it came out, and then I'm like, you know what? What I can do is I can connect to it via my phone and play it that way.
Just sitting in the hotel playing. I'm sitting there watching TV, and he's just sitting there playing. I'm like,
Paul's like, let's go to Insomnia. I'm like, 1 second, I gotta sort out my crops.
Gotta sort out my pet,
See, I was on my way to Gamescom when 6.2 came out, so I couldn't play 14 for like nearly 2 weeks. So I had to wait anyway. But even after that, it took me like 2 weeks or whatever to get to rank 10 because I was like, I'm gonna chill out on that entire.
I haven't even done it.
And to be fair though, I sound more addicted than I was. I was literally logging in and setting them off for, the dailies, and then logging back out. I wasn't doing everything, but I still brought my phone
as well. He did a bit of
I had to gather to send them out. Yeah, I had to get the resources to do stuff. But I wasn't like what I would be like at home, where I would be on a second screen playing it. So
I mean, okay, so I'm going to take a delve from here. So we could just sit here and talk about the new Island Sanctuary updates, 6.3, as we're just sitting here talking about it. So there are obviously new Sanctuary ranks and visions. No clue about that. New items, new material, new crops, new structure. So I'm happy they just didn't put it there and it's like, okay, that's it. Now go do something else. They're actually updating.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't even the big update though. Sorry.
Yeah. The visions are basically some of the special houses and build and stuff like that. So
now I do hope
I
do hope that none of the furniture is locked behind crafting again, because it sucked that they're like, okay, you don't need crafters leveled up. By the way, there's an otter fountain that needs expert crafting.
Does it?
Yeah, you need to have an expert. It's a really hard. I don't know if it's been easier now because of the macros or whatever. But yeah, the otter fountain, I think I paid 10 million gil for, because of how hard it is to get. Like,
I didn't
even with maxed out material, you nearly always failed the craft. So
I didn't see that show up on my list.
It doesn't. There's you have to finish all the quests, and then once you've finished all the quests, go to the NPC, and then there's an actual scroll you can buy. Once you've bought that scroll, you can then see it as a crafted a craft item. And then once you've crafted it, then it appears as a thing you can put in the island. Or you can just
I
go
need to
buy
check
it.
that out. Yeah, I need to check that out. See, as you can see, I still haven't finished. But
So-
let's talk the life
I-
letter
I-
we just.
But yeah, while we're talking about how this, so remember that this is like a small island sanctuary update. Like this is just some quality of life stuff and some extra like rewards. 6.4 and 6.5 are going to have the major like island expansion. So, and I heard rumors of we're going to get another island. I don't know how true that is. So
Yeah, I could
so-
also see them expanding to, like underground caves or whatever. Like we have a giant mount of everything, so
Yeah.
we could have like someone else. But another
I
island
want-
would also make sense. We'll see.
I want more monsters to appear because right now I don't know, it just feels like there's like I want some RNG involved in the monsters. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like surely it should be too hard to just add a load of monsters because they're the same. They're the same models, right?
Pretty much.
Oh, behemoth spawn of mine.
Oh.
Oh, Bahamut.
King Behemoth spawns and all of your crops are gone because he cast Meteor on.
Doomsday. So no, okay, this is great.
I've had it for choosing monsters. I mean, I'd want a Tomberry, if I'm honest. I'd love to have a Tomberry.
Yes.
But the issue is then I would also want to have a chance to I want to like turn up and then all my animals are dead because the Tomberry's just gone on a murdering spree.
I mean, in that case, we would also need a Cactuar,
Yeah.
obviously.
Why haven't we got a cactus? Surely that's one of the things they
that's
should
good.
add.
And you can add a cook, and then boom, we've got a butchery. Boom, more money.
Sweet.
Oh, well, farms. That's what farms.
And we
do.
don't even
Farm
have to
fresh.
we don't even have to pay anyone. The Tomberry just does it for us.
Yeah, he just does it for us. Job done. Put it in the freeze, fresh from the crop. People do that in
Man,
America.
you fancy people
Yeah.
with your freezers.
And your freezers, what you do?
But what I'm
I-
also looking forward to, and I'm not entirely sure, and I can't remember, they wanted to implement that you can put down outdoor housing items on your island, which I am
Yeah.
gonna assume is mostly like your gardening items, so you can just plot down gardening stuff on your island sanctuary, which would be really, really nice. I would also like a stable for your chocobo because that
yes,
will
please.
make well, it's also one of the things that you cannot dye your chocobo unless you have a stable.
Yeah.
So you either need an apartment which gives to a stable, an FC house with a stable, or your own house. But
I don't know why they haven't just added like chocobo stables to like city states.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
dining that. I
Yeah.
think that would be pretty good.
I think. Oh damn it! I was about
Or
to.
let's
No,
you
I can't
do
say it
it
because of the
in-
poll. Damn it!
or let's you just let's do it in Bend Branch,
Yeah.
where you also do everything else.
But I
With
think
your chocobo breeding.
obviously, like you're saying, this is a small update. Then I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
the big update, they're probably going to bring in like that breeding. I don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
they
they're
did
gonna
talk
bring out,
about
like, some
breeding
mount
before,
stuff.
didn't they? So
Yeah, like some like mount stuff where you can see your mounts like in like a pen or like a kind
Yeah.
of thing like that. Like how we have your monsters and stuff in a
Mhm.
pen, but
Yeah.
it'd be before your mount, so you can see your mount spray. You can choose what mounts are out there. Like imagine seeing all your like old trial horses kind of just like chilling around there. I think that'd be pretty cool.
also, it looks like a roller coaster in the image. So I wish it was. And if
I
it
thought
was,
it
it wouldn't
was.
work anyway.
It kind of is, yeah.
I bet it doesn't work though. Please make it work. I would be so happy.
I mean, they've made slides work where you go on a slide and your character actually goes down it. So they
Yeah.
did that in, I was about to say Shadowlands, but in Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
Playing too much
So-
WoW.
Close enough.
I mean, they're both start with S. The same thing, right?
Yeah, but except
Ah.
one was shit and one was good.
Yeah, fair. I guess while we're talking about Island Sanctuary, we should do some of the other stuff this year. There's a new treasure hunt update. Now, this is where people got confused because I don't know what they mean by this. Like, you clarify a little bit more on Gamerscape, but when it first got out, people thought that you had to get the maps inside Elpis. I still feel like it's just that the maps are going to be Elpis related.
Yes.
Kinda like
that's,
how
that's
the-
how I understood it, because if you look at all the other treasure maps, treasure dungeons, they always had a theme. Like all the way back, you had the Usnair theme, which was like part of Fafnir. You didn't have to go to Fafnir to have the Usnair map, but Portal teleported you to Usnare, and the current treasure maps teleport you to the Excitatron 6000. So next map will teleport you an Elpis themed treasure map. That's what this means. I don't know why they phrased it so weirdly or why it sparked so much confusion, but for me it's pretty damn clear.
I mean, I hear treasure map and I'm like, oh yeah, it's getting a new theme.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, that's
Elpis
what I
will be
thought.
the
That's
new
why
theme.
I actually had to fight people about that. They're like, no, it'll be Elpis only. I'm like, that'd be weird. The only time that's any time we've had something kind of like that, but not exactly like that, is like the hidden maps. You know, where you had to go underwater.
Yeah.
Those were fun. We need more of those. As we now can go underwater a lot more, I think we should get more.
Yeah,
God,
especially now that we can go underwater in. It's Upper Lanoska, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can now see
which-
the ruins of the Wondrous Palace, which is
I don't know how much. I do wish they'd expand that zone. I don't know if anyone ever been out of bounds in Upper Lanoska.
I think you were able to, but they shut most of that down.
They've shut it
and
down
they added
now.
Flying to around.
There was a beautiful area just outside of it that looked a bit like the Calmlands from Final Fantasy X. It was like a massive field with mountains. It was really cool
maybe
looking.
they are going to add a little bit more in the future. I mean, they are adding underwater to it now, which wasn't able. But what I'm curious about is, in terms of like smaller updates, what's the new leap of faith going in the Gold Saucer? Like, where are we
Elpis
jumping?
related.
Going to be it's going to be in space.
Ooh, that would be fun.
And you get like, I don't know, they're going to put a minute where you get like a space jump.
Oh, what if they
Honestly,
replaced the
put my
chocobo
drink.
feathers with carrots? You got
I mean,
you're happy.
moon related be far off.
Yeah.
Especially,
Since we
how
get the
much-
Loperates as a beast tribe,
Yeah.
to be pretty moon themed throughout all of it.
Yeah, lots of moon themes. I mean, Hildebrand was also moon-ish for parts of it. So
And
I mean, with the
spoilers.
looks of it.
And spoilers.
I mean,
I think
it was.
I think
in the
no. I'm gonna
trailer.
say and spoilers. I feel like the MSQ is also going to end up more moon themed soon
Pig.com, not sponsored.
because
I'm
of
looking forward
certain
to it.
characters.
Yeah.
I mean, it did show
Sorry.
off some Hildebrand shot of it,
Yeah.
which literally looks moon themed, as it looks like Hildebrand's getting taken by aliens to get probed. But
By the poop. The
it's either that or
poo-poos.
I've downloaded the wrong Final Fantasy, the wrong Hildebrand questline.
The 18 plus Hildebrand quest line.
18 plus. As I see on Twitter, there's a mod for that. I hate
Don't.
all this bullshit mods, man. People need to calm their fucking no nut November down. God damn. You guys are horny as fuck.
Have you been on Twitter?
Yes, most of mine's not horny. Mine's like NBA to like Dragon Age. Okay, I'm kind of horny. in
See, at
Dragon
least you'll
Age.
get. I keep getting weird fitness tweets. I'm like, at what point do I ever look like I'm full of fitness? Last night I had to mute it because I'm like, why are you sending me people exercising? It's not going to work, Twitter.
See, that's a different kind of exercising. It's still a workout, but not as fun.
But what's worse is a lot of them were naked. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not gonna judge.
So I had to mute the tab because I'm not going to judge. I just not what I want to see when I'm looking gaming, naked man, gaming. One of those is not the same. Oh, the gaming. Sorry.
Well, I love it.
playing Final Fantasy 14 equals being horny. Fuck me, I'm going back a while.
I mean,
Oh no, hot
That's just
dragons!
horny.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's just horny being different.
Yeah,
And
that's just
depends on your server.
you know what I'm horny for?
Buttery.
Duty
Tell me.
support.
Ooh.
I'm excited for duty support for Heaven's Ward.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what they. Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
who
they're
are we
they're
going to
changing
take
that, aren't
into
they?
the Anti-Tower? Yeah, who are we going to take into the Anti-Tower?
Yeah, who would we? That's
Because
Actually,
we're
who?
not taking the Scions unless
No.
they change the entire cutscene, which they won't because it's voice, if I remember correctly.
yeah. We're taking Bob, Steve.
Bob, Steve, and Larry.
Oh! I have a perfect idea. We're taking
Okay.
brooms and Paragos.
Ah,
That could work.
wait.
Could
If I'm
work.
right, the anti-tower is linked to to the stream, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if we
live
go
stream.
in there and somehow summon some people by accident?
Project.
Like
I
we somehow
mean-
make the spiritual versions of some of the characters. That's how we get. That's how we get to people.
Or like Moonbreeder and all that have died.
Yeah.
I mean, that would kind of hit
Can
me in
you-
the fields, and I just don't want to do Heavens or whatever again.
Like,
imagine if they
Moonbreeder, Horshathon, and
yeah.
Giselle.
Isel
Yourself.
isn't dead at that point, I think.
Wait, that is.
It's because Anti
No, 'cause
Tower is us trying to get the ether attachment to even go into Azizla, so we haven't been to Azizla yet and haven't made our
Okay.
way to it yet. So Isel at that point of the MSQ is still alive.
okay. Is Horshathon alive by then? I can't remember.
Horshathon is already
No.
dead because
Yeah.
Horshathon
Okay.
dies. Like basically, Horshathon dies. We follow Thordan to the Sea of Cloud. No, Sea of Clouds or Chilling Mist. I can never remember which one is which. We follow Thordan, then beat up Bismarck, then try to
There
follow
would have
them.
been Sea Cloud. If it
Yeah.
was mine.
We then try to go to Azizla, but are being blocked by the barrier. We then find Yashtola again, go to Matoya, then do Anti-Tower and Google Library, and then go to Azizla. So,
I think it's under this one, right? Yeah. If you want to watch more of this, though, that we're talking about right now, go check out Gaming Law Kinda, I guess. And you can go watch that. There we go. Cheeky
Yeah.
plug. There we go. You will never know.
That sounds and looks correct, and
Yeah.
it does. And
Yay.
if well, on there we are done with the Heavensward 3.x uploading
Yeah.
stuff for 3.0. I haven't done 3.x.
Well, there we go. You can get ready. I am currently playing through again on Dynamis server. I'm going to continue for next week. We beat Ifrit last time,
Nice.
and I soloed Ifrit because I've leveled up so much I could just go in on my own.
It's so ridiculous. I do have to get up a character as well.
I think I was level 42 when I unlocked Ifrit.
Yeah.
So
I remember you posting a screenshot where you had like some of the optional dungeons unlocked, but were still a gladiator because you hadn't done the MSQ yet.
yeah. And I couldn't do those optional dungeons because my thing with this playthrough is I can't do any dungeons with people.
Oh,
I'm trying to play through it all the way with just the trust system. So I can't. That's why I did solo Ifrit, because I didn't know I could do it with trust. I found I could do it with trusts, but at the same time, I got there at level 42. I kind of wanted to see if I could do it. My view was I'm going to unseek it once, see what happens, and then if I lose, I can trust it. Or, sorry, duty support.
it doesn't really damage. Like,
No.
it's just Fritz. But yeah.
Still, it was fun. We're hopefully going to continue that next week sometime, if I can work out time.
Time is gonna be fun for the next couple of weeks for most people.
Too many games. Too many. Well, you know what? While we've got time, and I know you're really excited for this part, there's one bit I'm really excited for, but I know there's one bit that you're most excited for, and I am. It's up there. Like for me, it's up there, but there's something else a little bit higher.
It is
the
literally
Alliance
higher
raid.
on my it is higher on my I'm hyped for this point.
Two of them.
I mean, for me, it's weird. Everyone's like, I'm hyped for this, and this, and people are like, are you hyped for MSQ? I'm like, yes and no. Like my view on MSQ is it's good, but I don't get hyped for MSQ because it's something that exists every patch. I can't get hyped for something that I know will be there. It'd be like I'll be more hyped and shocked if they go 6.4 has no MSQ. I'd be like, okay, intrigued now.
Now, my counter question for you before we go into the Alliance raid, and I won't stop talking for an hour. Do you think Square Enix could give us a 6.6?
No. Yeah. No. Okay. Yes and no. What would you consider a 6.6? Because
an additional story patch for.
Then yes, I could see that. But didn't we get that with Heavens around Bond, right?
No.
No, because the patch. No,
Stuff
it
are-
wasn't a 0.6 exactly, but they split the story into 2 patches because
They
the
have
story
always
was
done that.
no, was it 2.55 and then 2.56?
It was 2.5 and 2.5 for the story.
Yeah.
And it has
So
always been like that. We have 3.5 and 3.55. We have 4.5 and 4.55 and 5.5 and 5. It has
That's what I said, but
always
they
been
weren't.
2 parts.
Yeah, but there was no 5.56. That's what I mean. I could see there being the 6.5 and the 6.56. But would there be a 6.6 with... See, the problem with that then they have to work on... See, I would like it in a way, but then that's still time that they have to put away from working on the expansion. So it's like...
Like the reason why I'm thinking they could do it is to give their programmers more time for the graphics update.
Yeah. But then they still then have to be making graphics for that.
Sure, but it's not the same people doing I don't think it would be the same people doing the graphical update on like UI or whatever who are also going to making the new dungeon, new story and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking they like if there was ever a time to introduce a additional patch or like just mess up with the current structure that we have, it would be now. Because for me, I see the entire 6.x series, what we're doing right now, like the patch stories, as just a gigantic interlude, basically.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain the entire MSQ story that we have right now in the patch stories will be finished before we start 7.0.
Well, yeah, they've said that we'll learn about.
This.
I don't. No, I think there'll be. I don't think it'll completely be wrapped up. I do think there'll be loose ends.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, loose ends are fine, but I'm pretty sure that we will be dealing. We will have been dealt with goal best before we start. That's my prediction.
Then in that case, I do think there will be a 6.6 because you're gonna have to. I don't know, like work up to this new expansion, new story that they have to. I don't think you can do that.
My main issue of all of this, though, is what we're talking about right now is right. This is my main worry about FanFest, actually, to be honest, because FanFest will be after 6.4, but they've said that we'll learn about the story in 6.5.
Yep.
What the hell can they show it at FanFest?
Good question. Like NA FanFest is it's the first one.
Yeah.
And FanFests are really spread apart this time. Like I don't think they have been spread apart that much before, because the last few times it was like I remember hearing stories that
there was quite a few months apart.
Soken literally. Yeah, but we also had like FanFest where they flew from NA to Europe literally without going back to Japan and them.
Yeah.
Because they were like 2 weeks apart or something. So we have seen both, but NA FanFest is like half a year before Japan JP FanFest, and that's ridiculous.
So I need to set something about that because I want to go to FanFest.
Because FanFest 2018 was November for North America and then February for Europe, and then it was December, wasn't it? Because it was weird because it was like December 24th, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it? It might have been December 25th, but 25th for Japan, 24th for us.
Yeah.
This patch is like not until next.
Yeah, well, from what we could guess,
July. Yeah,
early January.
It is set to early January.
Yes.
Wait, so I have like a whole month of WoW. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Until I have to come back and actually play.
Japan. No, Japan was March that year. Must have been the digital one that was December. Yeah.
Like November, December, January, February, March. It's 5 months instead of like June to early 24. And
then remember, you got to have the fit of the media tour in between release.
Yeah. So we'll see. But Alliance.
Yeah, Alliance.
I am really looking forward to it. Because it is something completely different, something we've been dealing with for like the last 10 years. Like it is more a continuation of like the 10 years saga than what the MSQ is. It's just going back to the roots and answering that we had for literally. And I'm also just happy because I literally caught the name of the alliance half a year ago. And I was so happy when I saw that. Because before 6.1 came out, I wrote a little article on Gamerscape where I speculated. And in there, I caught the name for the 6.3. And I'm pretty sure that I know the name for the 6.5 alliance right already. Unless they throw in a, complete hook in there, but I don't think they will. So I can't wait. I'm really, 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 really happy with what we're getting. So how much do you want me to talk about all of this? Because I can
go ahead, keep going.
But
I'm interested. Like I don't know who's going to be in it. It's going to be.
This sounds like a two-parter to me.
Okay, so basically what we're dealing with, for those who don't recap a little bit, is Myths of the Realm is dealing with the 12, like the pantheon of Eorzea. And in the first part, we dealt with 4 of the gods. In order, it was Fire God Rhalgr, Azima, and Nilthal. And those are... I'm gonna actually... You know what? I'm gonna get my Eorzea encyclopedia.
We must go into war.
I'm gonna do this correct. You brought this upon yourself. So
That's fine.
Basically, what we're dealing with is the entire creation myth of Etheria at this point. So what we had was Biogod, Rhalgr, Azima, and Nilthal, which are 4 of the 12 gods. And those 4 are associated with 2 of the elements, that is lightning and fire. And that was the theme of the first alliance raid called Aglaia. Now, we had, if you remember the alliance dungeon in 6.1, we saw a couple of things. A giant tower, which is literally the spire that you can see on the astrologian card. That is what it references. And you saw the City of Fire, which is, don't think referenced on any of the cards, but it is one of the domains of the god. So basically what we're doing is we are going through the different heavens in the creation myth. So we have seen the heaven of lightning and the heaven of fire already. And the next alliance, right, Euphrosyne, as it is called, will most likely have us go into heaven of earth, because we already saw a screenshot of the new alliance raid, and it has a gigantic tree in the middle of it. And
I got trees.
Tree. And it will most likely continue with the heaven of ice. So we will have another set of 4 gods: Nothica, Althic, Halone, and Menfina. So we will be dealing with the guardian deity of Gridania. We will be dealing with the guardian deity of Ishgard. And we will
the
be
guardian
dealing with...
deity of every character I've made. Menfinia. Yeah, every character I make has the goddess of love as theirs. So.
I was going to say we're going to deal also with Julian Mandeville, because if there has ever been a better representation of the goddess of Menfina in the game, it has to be Hildebrand's mother, because Menfina is literally depicted as a woman with a skillet. She is the goddess of love, and who better fits than Julian?
No, I admit, I guess spoilers, I'm still calling that the character that we're talking to in the story is a god as well.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I know which one it is.
Oshalon. Yeah.
Oshan.
And I do feel like I also think the Opo is also going to be a god.
Yes. Which one?
But
think it is?
I don't know, but I don't think he knows it though. I think that he's been Oshan. He's been this character that we're with for so long that he's forgotten that the person that's with him is actually another god.
Maybe. Or maybe he's just playing with us because he enjoys it. But yeah.
No, I really feel like he's been. I really feel like he's been playing that role for so long that he thinks that he doesn't know that they're also looking after him. Yeah. It's why I feel like that's why he got led to because it's the Opo that led him to the portal, right, originally.
Mm-hmm. True. So, I do believe that the Opo is Halone.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because that's his like wife, right? Or lover, at least, kind of.
No, well, so that's where it gets
I mean, it's
Oshon is
Greek. It's always complicated.
pretty much. Oshon is technically the lover and husband of Menfina, if I remember correctly, and he's just the companion. Well, Heloni is the companion of Oshon while he is on his travels. Like he just, they just accompany each other. Like he's just wandering around because that is what he does, and she is like Heloni is just going through the world trying to find a match for her skills as a soldier and a warrior. So she just wants to go out and beat shit up, and he just wants to go out. So they just teamed up and was like, cool, that works out. So yeah, convenient. So what we see on that screenshot that we were given in the live letter is the bowl from the astrologian card, and obviously heaven.
Let's just hope it doesn't involve dangerous trees like last time. Spoilers, it will. It looks like it reminds me of a Lifer tree from 9.
Yes. I mean, there's so many tree allegories going on right now and are going on in mythology in general. But yeah, we have the ball from the astrologians. We have the tree of life that is common in Final Fantasy period. We have obviously Yggdrasil, if you want to go back to God of War, and the entire Norse mythology. You have to go to Pandemonium. You have Ecdistis as a tree. So we'll see how that is going, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of treeage going around. We will see how this is going to go. Technically, we also had a little bit of a tree theme with Eden.
Yeah.
So we will see. The interesting thing is going to be how much is connected to each other, especially Ecdistis from Pandemonium and the bowl, the tree of and the heaven of earth, because we already have several connections between the Pandemonium raid and Alliance raid, just from the names of everything else, because that's the other fun, which has me so hyped. Aglaia, the name of the first Alliance raid, is named after a Greek goddess. That Greek goddess is married to Hephaestus, which, if you remember correctly, is Lahabrea's true name. We learned in the Alliance raid, the normal, Pandemonium raid.
Yeah, Pandemonium.
Yeah. So that's already...
Which is now in the future! Ooh.
Or the present.
Yeah, in the current timeline.
Current timeline, yeah.
I'm excited.
It is.
Excited for that.
It is. No. It is so amazing. And yeah, so you have Aglaia as one of the charity Greek mythology. To go there a little bit, Aglaia, Euphrosyne, and Thalia are the 3 graces, or the 3 charities, depending on if you're going Greek or if you're going Roman mythology. So that's why I called that name so early, because it's literally a trio of characters. Aglaia, Euphrosyne, and Thalia are the 3 charities. The first Alliance raid was called Aglaia. Now we have the second Alliance raid being called Euphrosyne. And I'm pretty sure the third one is going to be called Thalia, and we will have the last 2 heavens, the last 4 deities, unless they're throwing us for a loop and doing some crazy shit as they did with the Pandemonium raid.
Where we go to the hells instead.
Yeah, I mean, that is something I do assume, because you remember the special area we have now, Alliance raid. Yeah. There is a gate that is in the middle of everything. Like you have the 7 gates to the 7. You have the 6 gates to the 6 heavens. The area we are in, they are literally calling the 7th heaven, the 7th heaven. So where does that gate go? And my assumption is it's going hell. or at least one of the hells.
Yeah, well, I was about to say,
might
I'm
have
trying to remember any other like Tree of Life in non-fantasy games other than 9. I think 9 is the only one with a Tree of Life, really.
Yeah, I might have misremembered that. But I'm pretty sure there has to be more. Maybe not like literally Tree of Life, but other analogies in that direction. I mean, just go 8 and go for Eden, and you have the Garden of Eden. And that. So maybe not directly Tree of Life or Yggdrasil and stuff like that, but the analogy will be there at some point. But Tree of Life was definitely only Final Fantasy 9. Sorry. But yeah, so we have Aglaia, which is fun. I haven't really looked too much into Euphrosyne, I'm gonna be honest, because I forgot. She is apparently the goddess of good cheer, joy, and mirth, but I don't think she is in any way connected to anyone else that we might know. Which is not fun. Because at least with Aglaia we had the connection to La Habrea, and I don't think we have anything with the other two. No. Yes, it got twisted into an evil flying castle. But yeah, I like my issue right now is I don't want to just continue talking. That's boring. I want to give you an option to talk as well. So yeah, how do you think Nofika, Althic, Haloni, and Fina will look like?
I hope they twist the like people are expecting certain things with some of the characters.
Yes.
Like I think people are expecting endowment when it comes to Nofia.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Probably. I mean, we have again with one of the astrology cards, and I go back to that a lot because it fits so well. Like if you look at the different cards that the astrologian has in Final Fantasy XIV, you literally get half of the gods and or parts of the heavens. So
I hope they twist the expectations of what we see for the character. Hope it doesn't look exactly because it's a mythology and it's based off what someone drew. Mm-hmm. That means that it's not always going to be 100% accurate to the actual character. So I want one or two of them to be something that that's not what we saw. It's nothing like what we saw.
True.
Kind of like Nalden Fal in a way.
Yeah, that's fair. So
nobody was expecting that to be that.
Yeah, that's so. The astrologian cards have the Tree of Life, the bowl. They have Haloni with the spear. They have the spire, so the heaven of lightning. They have Azima with the balance. They have the Ewer, which is going to be Althic, I assume. They have Arrow, which is probably Oshon. And then they have the Lord and the Lady, which are at all to any of the gods, I would assume, or at least not the 12. And I think we had a depiction of Nofika somewhere, can't remember where. But yeah, there will be plenty of endowment there because that's what people expect. Pretty sure they're going to that. Like,
we're going to go Lakshmi on us.
Yeah. Amazing chest ahead. Amazing
Yeah.
chest ahead. If you played, was it Demon Souls or Dark Souls stuff? We're going to get the proper because why wouldn't we?
That's my guardian. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. I mean, she is literally the goddess of plenty, of plenitude, of nature, of growing, of nurture. So it would be weird for her to be, let's say, gender bent, for example. I would love for some of them to be gender bent. To throw us for a loop, but I don't think they're going to do that for Nofika. I could see it for Haloni, could see it for Menthina or Thaliak, but Nofika is too much of a...
Out of all of them, I hope it's not Haloni.
Yeah.
Just because a strong warrior goddess is what I want more than another generic strong god.
Sure. And like one of the other questions I want.
Not saying that they're generic. I'm just saying, what I mean.
No. I get what you mean. Another question I want on entire alliance raid is a couple of things. If there is any correlation between the 12 and the convocation, because there is a little bit of overlap already. And if not, is there any correlation in the 12 and the primals? Because there could be something there as well. And obviously, where did the 12 come from? What are they? Are they ancient and not the convocation? Were they created by the convocation for whatever reason?
I still think they're kind of like, in my opinion, I feel like they're going to be like Heidel's, like kind of like disciples. Like
Sure, that's
they
also a possibility.
like what's good, damn it, why am I so bad at names now? You know who I mean?
Like we had the I also lost the word, but like basically her followers, like the counter convocation.
And they were like
It was
put
also
away
12
until
people,
until she was like kind of like the Lopritz are a backup plan. This was a backup plan that was still active in a way, but not as active.
Where they called it, but that could also be true. The fact is, Emmett Selk knows the true nature of the 12.
Yeah.
Period. That's a fact. That is literally stated by Emmett Selk at the end. So he knows where they came from.
Venat. That was the name I was forgetting. Venat. That was the name I was forgetting.
Yeah, sorry. So either Emmett Selk found out about the 12 during the 12,000 whatever years after the Sundering, or the 12 were around already during the ancient times, which makes actually more sense because there's an area in Elpis called the 12 Wonders.
Okay.
So, I don't believe that's a coincidence. And I also want to know why the fuck the symbol for Menthina already has 2 moons when Elpis doesn't have a moon. And Dalamud, the second moon, was created after the symbol for Menthina came to be. Because I forgot what the name is for the special area for the Alliance raid, but the architecture there is ancient. It is very spirally. It looks very much like Elpis, looks very much like Amarot, and it already has all of the symbols of the gods. So I'm gonna believe that that area was built long time ago, which probably means it precedes the Elegant Empire, who are the people who put Dalamut into the air, which is part of the symbol. So they have to retcon here a little, otherwise things are going to get weird. I just want to talk Scrane. Please give me an explanation for Menthina's symbol, because it has 2 moons.
I guess we should move on to one of the other things that are on the
Yes, please. Let us talk about other things. Otherwise, I'm stopping. Sorry.
Deep Dungeon, getting a new Deep Dungeon in patch 3.35.
It's
called Eureka Otos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't ask me. The players must
You did it
first
right, though.
complete the main quest, End Walker, and progress to floor 50 of Planets of the Dead. Piss easy to do.
Yeah.
Must be level 81 or above.
Yeah. So it will be a wonderful leveling method for anyone who has not all of their classes at 90 already. Eureka.
It's Eureka based.
Yeah, but the
no.
original Eureka, not Eureka Animos and so on and so forth.
Yeah, basically, Paul, the original Eureka I think it was Fantasy 4, right? Or was it 5? 3.
Well,
the original Fantasy 3 was under Eureka was underneath the Crystal Tower. Yes. And so I feel like we're going to go back under the Crystal Tower because of all the Allegan references that are they showed up in the pictures.
Yeah.
And also, although they said they repurposed the storyline, kind of reusing the name Eureka for the optional zones that I love. Go check out Eureka; it's the best thing to ever come out ever.
He's lying.
I feel like they're going to go back and repurpose it again and redo the original storyline, kind of, but not really, because at the end of Crystal Tower, Nero does drop because there's like is it a darkness sensor or something like that, a void sensor. He has a void sensor and he drops it, and then as the screen turns black, you hear a beep as it senses something underneath the tower. So I feel like we're going to go back to that, but not. I don't think we're going to go back exactly to that because it's been too long. But I feel like that's where we're going.
Yep, that is the text from Infina just says is the full moon, not is 2 moons, and the image itself looks more like 1 moon and satellite around the moon. Yeah, we'll see. I do want an explanation because there is a lot of, probably a lot of the issues that came up with the Elegant Empire, but still, where does the moon come from, and what is the satellite around that moon? Because that wasn't around either. Like, we don't have a satellite around the moon today, and we didn't have that one, presumably, before Dalamud.
Yeah.
So there's still, like, a little bit of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff going on, but I'm pretty sure they can explain it if they... Also, just because I love looking up names and explanation stuff like that, Orthos is the brother of Cerberus, a two-headed dog that is associated with the underworld, obviously.
Man, there's so many different things in the underworld with this patch.
Yeah, and obviously we're going back to Greek stuff because welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. It all sounds Greek to me.
I think we're going to name this episode that. I'm going to have to write that down now.
All Greek to me.
All Greek
Notepad.
to me, absolutely. But yeah, I'm looking forward to another deep dungeon. It is always fun doing those. It will very much work like Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High. Again, it will probably very likely not only be a good way to level your odd classes, but most likely also a good way to guild.
Do you think it's going to be 100 floors again? Because I feel like 200 floors was too much.
Probably.
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I could also see them going back to 200. I don't know. Okay. Here's the thing. I haven't made it to 200 in Palace of the Dead or 100 Heaven on. I have a group right now where we are 3 people trying to get to 200 in Palace, and we just had the last time we went in, we entered 181.
Yeah.
At the start of our little session when we were starting to play, and we died within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to say, really, the difficulty only spikes after 150. So if they did only do it from 1 to 100, it's a lot better paced, because it's like 51 to 150 is like, I'm not saying it's easy. It's still a bit of a challenge, but comparably to the last 50 floors, well, the last 49 floors, because the last floor is just, here is a bench. So
I do need to be right back. My lymphedema is acting up so quickly.
No worries.
Take care.
I want to talk about...
see you swing both, but what do you...
I want to talk about the Unreal Trial. And I'm kind of sad that it's Sophia, because that means that the ultimate can't be the Warring Triad.
Yeah, it would be weird to have the Unreal be pretty much the same as the ultimate. That would... Yeah.
Which it sucks, because my ultimate I want, the ultimate I would love, like I do ultimates, but the ultimate I would personally love, and I know they wouldn't do this because of the way ultimates are done, but who knows, they could, we say that, but things can be changed.
Yeah.
My
we
ultimate,
only had 4 so far.
My ultimate I want is, starts off with Sephiroth, goes to Sophia, goes to Zervan, and then you fight all 3 of them at once, but not, it's more, that the 3 at once is more of a spectacle part. Like, you've got the 3 main fights, then you've got a spectacle fight between all 3 of them, you beat them, and then Kefka turns up, seals them away, and then you fight Kefka, and then once you beat Kefka then absorbs the power of the Triad and becomes God Kefka, and then you've got Kefka mechanics mixed in with different mechanics from the Triad.
So basically what you want to do is Forsaken while also being on a literal scale and dealing with exploding at that roughly.
No. How about this? Forsaken with the landslide type. Yeah, the you said the weights.
The scales. Yeah.
With the split mechanic. Where 2 people get marked and do the line damage.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've got the DPS with weights, and you've got the tanks that have the split.
Oh, the Earthshaker?
Yeah, Earthshakers.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I feel like having that DPS that explode would make it... Although technically you already have that, right? Because you have the skulls. which would explode. So I feel like that would be too much like the original fight. I'd rather have Earthshakers, weights, and for spanking.
Do you know what? I think we're all wrong.
I know I said this was not going to happen.
It's going to be Eden.
Ooh, no, I don't think so. I don't think they
No,
are going to.
it's too soon.
What do you mean? We have trees. We have more trees. What does the what
Fair.
tree?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But
Yeah.
trees.
It'd be
That's
weird if we go, because then we'll be
had
jumping
two
a whole
around
expansion,
Reborn.
right?
We had two ultimates that were themed after Around Reborn stuff. We had Ultimate
T.
Weapon and Coil. Then we had Alexander Thornton. So it was a trial and a raid. Then we had a trial and a raid. So it is most likely Stormblood theme. It could be Shinryu.
Oh my god, it's going to be Shinryu and a mega weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're also they're linked together anyway in storyline normally, aren't they? Because Shinryu and Omega Weapon are rivals. In fact, isn't the Omega Weapon the same Omega Weapon in most Final Fantasy games? It just jumps dimensions. Same with Shinryu.
Yes.
Shinryu is technically Shinryu is technically the same Shinryu in not every Final Fantasy. I think there's some that it's not the exact one.
Yeah.
And there's an internal conflict between Shinryu and Omega.
Yeah. So what I would like to have is for the Stormblood ultimates is one ultimate that is both Shinryu and Omega.
Yeah.
So don't split those up, just have them together. And the other ultimate is the Four Lords.
No, see,
does that mean we're going to fight Xenos again?
Maybe.
Technically, Xenos was a part of Shinryu and was a part of weird shit.
Yeah.
Well, Xenos absorbed Shinryu to just.
What if that's the storyline where we stop him from absorbing Shinryu?
Oh, that would be fun.
But no, you talk about that. You want them separate. No, I want. It's because it's a what if story. I want. If anyone's watched Naruto or anything like that, I want Shinryu with Omega armor. Like I want Shinryu with Omega wrapped around him.
Yeah. I mean, I can see. Oh my! Ooh, you know what thought I just had? What if Omega ever? So Omega didn't catch up to Shinryu, so it didn't encounter the amalgamation of Shinryu and Xenos.
Cosmos says every Omega weapon is their own entity, sending data back to Omega Core that generates copies and sends them to different dimensions while looking for the ultimate life form. Yeah. And Shinryu is the highest level of entity Omega came across before meeting players. And Shinryu is the same one in every one who also goes off and fights Omega copies or something like that, if I'm rightly. I know that Shinryu and Omega are always linked together.
Yeah. So I would love a Shinryu / Omega Ultimate for 6.3. That would be fun. And the next Ultimate in presumably 7.1 would then I would love Four Lords with fighting the Fifth Lord. That would
the poll. I can't save. Damn you, poll. Because the fifth one was in a specific game. So
yes, it was.
Though it was a generic monster in that one.
Tenzen.
I don't think I know that specific game. Could you elaborate?
It's between 10 and 12.
Yeah.
13. Got it.
Yes.
That's not between 10 and 12. It'd make more sense if you said 10-2.
That was. But yeah.
No, Tactics was based on. No, I'm thinking of the other Tactics because there's Revenant Wings, isn't there, as well?
Yes.
So, yeah, no, you'd have 10-2. And then you'd have Revenant Wings. And I think there was another game as well.
I can't
remember all of them. It's been a long time.
2 decades since 10 came out.
Because I was going to say 10-3, and I'm going to say that, and that's a horrible book. Please don't ever read that.
Anything else, like obviously PvP updates, blah, job adjustments.
Job adjustments. Wait a minute.
I'm curious what they're doing with.
What are they doing to my paladin?
I mean, they're you're getting a completely new rotation, aren't you?
So
yeah.
What does that mean? Because obviously the rotation right now is that you have basic melee / physical rotation, and then it goes into a magical.
Yes.
Which it's cool because obviously your buffs don't fucking line up. You have to use your pot at the beginning, and you just get it for that. But when your true burst is your magic.
Yep.
So it doesn't like. I guess they're trying to fix that where everything can line up. But how they're going to do it? fuck.
I'm gonna assume what they're going to do is have the magic combo be your 2-minute burst, and that you start basically start the fight with your 2-minute magic window burst, and then have 2 minutes of physical rotation and go back. Basically,
that's probably
just
how
do
it's
the
gonna
same
work.
thing as every other job.
Yeah, but we won't talk about that too much about changes because we won't know about that until Live Layer Part 2, which we should learn. Yeah. And even then, we won't learn everything because they don't like to tell us, because otherwise people will be like, "Oh no, it's been nerfed. It's so bad. It's horrible."
I mean,
and then it'll come out and it's like, "Oh no, it does more."
Yeah, they will have to explain how it works
it's
a little bit, because it is a change prior to an ultimate.
Yeah, which is a bit weird. And it's also before the other jobs that they announced. Dragoon and...
Yeah, but they're still in a good place.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, they did also say that they wanted to push back Astro and Dragoon, because presumably those changes will be even bigger.
Yeah, like they're making like the whole class again. That's like the whole point of it.
Yeah,
which just seems weird, but sure, you do you. So yeah, I think they're just going to move the Requiescat into like a 2-minute cooldown. You work your melee combo, so that you still have a small thing that you do on your 1 minute, but it's not going to be everything.
What happens if they actually change like the store combos to actual 1-2?
Yeah.
And then like the only melee combo you get is basically a dot that you can put on, or they're just going to remove the entirety of the melee combo or the physical combo and just bang a physical tank. That'd be pretty cool.
No. I mean,
and just add some new stuff, and then just add like some new stuff that like to add to it. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Will they do it? No, because obviously none of it, and it is just a rotation update. So I guess it's going to be
how about this? Seeing as Dark Knight, Warrior are very close to each other in terms of rotation right now.
We become a gunbreaker.
Yes. So basically, what you will have is fight or flight, still not 1 minute cooldown, and you will then have like a 2-minute cooldown. Requiescat, which is basically your No Mercy. So you will be pushing 1, 2, 3 a whole bunch, and every once in a while you have like a mini sword combo phase, and your 2 minutes burst will be a fight or flight, No Mercy, full on Requiescat combo.
That'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't mind that.
Because that would be still enough of a change that your rotation changes, but it's not as like we're going to completely change everything from the ground up as they are apparently planning with Dragoon and Astrolode.
I would like to see that though, because I'm an arsehole and I love watching the world burn on Twitter. And the entirety of the Final Fantasy community can be in big uproar. I wish they took that that chance.
I mean,
like take a chance. You're still gonna like people are still gonna play the game. They're just gonna be like, okay, this is. But just take a chance to go. Like, look, okay, we're just gonna grab these. I know it's not an expansion yet, but boom, new classes. Have fun. Good luck in Ultimate. Good day. Walk away.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish they would. I prefer jobs in. I think the time I was most happy with how jobs worked was Stormblood, and I wish we would go back to that a little bit, make them more diverse. Not really. I mean, to be fair,
if we're going back in like those days, I prefer Realm Reborn.
Like, I didn't play all of the classes back then, everything maxed back then, but I preferred a lot of that. But we'll see how they're going. I just wish classes were more diverse, more different from one another, because it is. Don't really like it, but we'll see.
It's again. I still Bard had Ring of Fire. It was great.
Yeah,
it was called Burning Arrows. Oh no, was it Burning Arrows?
Yeah, I know what you.
Yeah, well, they had like basically just an AOE dot. That was cool. And you actually had to place it down. And obviously, they had a bunch of cool AOE songs. Actually, did stuff. Not to say they don't do it now. Obviously, they buff up. They buff up damage, crit, all that stuff. But back then, songs were used
I
like
would
Mana
refresh
Song.
back.
Yeah, you
I
know,
would
like Mana
refresh back.
Song, TP Song,
Which
all that
obviously we
good
don't
shit.
have TP anymore, but yeah.
But that's what I liked because I liked helping people do more damage because of support classes
Yeah.
back then.
Yes.
Now they're not a support; they're one of the leading range DPS right now.
Yeah.
Just
We
because
have
they got the
one support
damage.
class and that's Dancer. Well, we have a couple of support jobs to varying degrees, but like true support.
Yeah, I love like buffing up people. I play Dancer for a bit, but he's still doing a lot of damage.
Yes.
Like a true support. I play weird stuff. I think like they gutted. They gutted the Astro I liked. We had like the bowl did like damage reduction. Balance
The
the
thing
damage.
is, like, nobody really used anything but balance.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds cool in theory, but it's
a lesser balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that and like Stone Skin and stuff, I miss Stone Skin.
The thing is, again, with Stone Skin, I was actually expecting that to might come back. But the problem is with the HP we had, Stone Skin would have been either so broken or the percentage we would have had to have seen in the update would have been so low that it would have been funny to see. It'd be like, with Shadowbringers, Stone Skin is now 0.5%.
Also, we kind of got it back because we now have TBN and Nascent Flash and like all of the other tank utility things and intervention. Forgot what it's called for Gunbreaker match.
Please play other jobs.
Yeah, Heart of Corundum.
Please play other jobs ability.
Yes. So we still have something like that. It's just me more. And also, I forget UI change. More quality of life.
Weird UI change that I'm very confused about and feel like I'm playing. I'm playing League of Legends.
Why confused?
It's less confusing. It's the fact that it already is like physical, magical, and unexpected damage.
No, not that. That I think is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
All that. It's more of the party member information where you can see people.
Oh, you mean the
portraits?
You talk about the
stuff.
Portraits. Yeah.
I think
that's so cool. Love it.
It makes me feel like I'm playing like I'm going into like a League of Legends game or some shit like that, and I'm like, hey, this is weird.
I do hope there's an ability to turn it off though. Like I won't.
I do because
But I do hope there's an ability to turn it off.
I don't like my screen getting like crowded by something I don't give a shit about, kind of thing.
To be fair, if anyone watches my screen, everything is crowded in the middle. I literally fit everything into a tiny square in the middle of the screen, so I don't have to look around. Yeah, I would just have this at the corner. I won't know it's there.
Yeah, my question / problem is like either I didn't get it while they were explaining it, or they didn't explain it very well. But is this HUD thing?
It looks like it's visible.
Portraits staying up during the dungeon, or is it just?
It looks like
it.
I hope it's just the start, but it looks like it's there all the time, doesn't it, from the picture?
And if it's staying, can you use it to select party members as like a healer or something?
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
That'd be good. Oh.
Because in that case, I would probably use that interface and turn off party.
Yeah, but that because it doesn't really show their health, so.
Who cares if you're not a healer?
You just said though if you're selected if you're a healer.
True, but yeah, fair. But like in that case, I would like to have the party UI split up as the target information, so that I have the portraits and then their buffs and health bars separated from the name, if you know what I mean. If that makes sense. But I don't know. Like, I would probably, especially if I'm streaming, I would probably turn, because I already usually have only initials show up in the party list and don't show semi-lewd character portraits on stream for the entirety of the dungeon.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a good time for us to start wrapping up, because it's been a long episode.
It is. I mean,
I
did say I would be talking for ages just on Alliance Raid.
We want you back on again in the future, if that's okay. We'd love to have you on talk about stuff.
Just give me a shout. You know how to reach me. I want to be back for 6.5 while talking about Thalia, because either I'm going to be right and I'm going to gloat the entirety of that podcast, or I will be throwing for a loop and will be even more excited for what's to come, because I would have no idea.
I mean, we should get you on for 6.3 as well when it actually comes out. to talk about. Well,
Yes.
okay,
Oh.
that's a lie. We're not going to have you on when it comes out because we, that's a lie. We're not going to have you on when it comes out because like every other podcast, we do wait a little bit before we talk about the content. So it would be around the time of 6.3. So
Yeah, or like
February
2-3
time.
weeks after, basically.
Yeah, February time probably.
I'll happily
Depending
come
on
back.
depending on when our podcasts line up with the 6.3.
Yeah,
so
sounds
I don't want to say a date because I would need to check the calendar.
Yeah, let's plan 3 months ahead for a podcast. That sounds.
Hey, I
like
did
an
that
insane
once with
idea.
What's Clear. No, I did that with Susan Calloway when I had her on because I was so nervous.
That's that's special. That doesn't count. I'm not Susan Calloway.
Look, everyone's important to me, okay?
Yeah, but like I'm not Susan Calloway important.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lie because you edit videos for
What's game? You
know,
do you should
What's Game.
you do a lot more than you think you do. You write for one of the biggest websites for Final Fantasy 14 news on the internet, Gamer Escape. You help one of the biggest content creators on the internet again for Final Fantasy 14 work to game, and you do a lot of wonderful stuff for other people. So
Okay, thank you.
don't sell yourself short. You can sell us short though by writing a review over on bonusroll.gg and insult us because our last review was about a month ago from George Cavajal. So please go give us a review and a listen over on bonusroll.gg, even if it's just to say, why are you still here, you scrubs?
But yeah, thank you for having me. I will happily come back anytime you want me to come back. I
you have any
happily talk.
shout-outs?
Yeah, have you got shout outs, anything you want to promote before?
Plug yourself. After,
I mean,
we just
you're
plug the
already
shit out of you know. But still.
You already shouted out, kinda. I can't speak anymore.
Have fun
But yeah.
reading.
Otherwise, shout out to Gamer Escape, of course. And for the next episode of If the Right Radio, please just type in chat hashtag bring back first edition because I want them to play more D&D, which they probably
But the
won't.
problem is, if I do that, I then end up talking to my rival, Rook. I don't know why we're rivals. I don't know how I'm going to be classified as a rival, but we are.
She's be a rival.
Because she set it off.
Okay.
She was the one who
but yeah.
declared anime rivals. So
okay, that's fair.
it was back
But yeah.
when we did the Chocobo racing thing a few months. It must have been a while now. Yeah, last year. There was a load of big content creators, and there was me. Like there was Arthas, there was Mr. Happy, Angelus, and then there's me, Chili. Nobody
Chili
knew who I
got
was.
third, by the way. Chili got
Yeah,
third.
I got third. So yeah.
Put on the menu.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
And I still didn't get a Mog Talk.
Otherwise, I will be trying to go back to streaming. I will be trying to also do YouTube again because I want to do my own podcast again. I do want to make lore videos again or start making lore videos. So yeah, I'm on the internet at Chris Laverne on most places: Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. And I'm also on YouTube and Twitter at EXPLoreXIV, which is where I do all of my lore stuff in regards to 14. And maybe I get either or both of you on my podcast at some point when I have the time to do any of that myself. Because
I'm always happy to be on the podcast. I don't know how much I can talk about lore, but I'm always happy to be on. I can tell you about the lore about Lalafel's poisoning people.
See, I had Chris on my podcast already, and that was well, he was already done with Around Me Born in terms of story, but that's it. So I will find.
What I mean is, Lalafell parents put poison in the Lalafell kids' drinks to get them used to the poison of the area.
I mean, that's. I don't want to call it good parenting, but that's one way of doing it.
It's like small amounts of local poison, so that way they build tolerance. But that's why you should never. And then as they get older, the amount of poison goes up because they're to make sure they're tolerant. So that's why you shouldn't accept food and drink from a Lalafell because there's a huge chance that it's gonna be deadly to you.
Well, I'm never taking a fucking
There we
Chili's
go, there's my
rating
law.
again.
Okay, that's a lot.
You're part of Chili's rating. Don't take food from him. Don't do it.
Don't accept pots. Don't accept food.
Well, no, because I don't know if they do it for. I don't think they do it for adult Lalafells. It's for the kid Lalafells. So
we don't know how old your
Teens.
character is
That's true.
and what
I don't know.
they're
Is it
putting in their
Balmung a lot
food or not.
nowadays? So he's at least 18.
How long a lot these days?
I think that is a perfect way to end.
Uh,
Oh god.
Talk about this, by the way. But for anyone that wants to know, a lot of people have asked me to do this, so I did it. I did apply for the assistant community manager at Square Enix.
Yay! I did as well,
so-
but I will have
Yeah.
to relocate. But
So yeah,
best
I
luck to you.
applied, but I haven't heard anything back, and I think I've heard that they won't be responding until December.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, and even then, the person I said it from said they might not respond till December, but they might push it back till January because of holidays.
Yeah.
So if you don't see
So-
us after January, that means Chili got the job and I'm out of a job.
But yeah. Do apply if you're not in the area. Will at least like if you are a good fit, they will try to make it work and will try to locate you.
Yeah.
If
So,
they can take me. I have an engineering degree and I'm still thick.
But yeah, Shirley, all the best to you if you get the
thank you, and
job.
all the best to you too.
And
It's still going to be. I would have to relocate myself if I'm honest. If I get it, I would. The fee
Yep.
would be the cost would just it would work out 140 quid a day for travel.
Oh, that's a little bit. But your relocation is a little bit easier than mine because you're already
Yeah.
in the UK. You're a UK citizen, and like
Yeah.
I have the issue that you idiots left the EU,
Yeah.
so I would have to actually get a work permit for the UK.
So yeah, wish me luck, everyone, and wish Chris luck. I think Chris deserves it more, but that's just me.
I'm already doing so much things, so you do it. And also, you're doing amazing things as well with all of your thousands of reviews for PlayStation magazines in the
Universe.
UK. So
And podcasts and things. And Soundbites, go check out
like,
Soundbites, my favorite
20
podcast.
million podcasts.
Look, I only do 3 a week, and then a couple of extra when it's Soundbites. So, but if you ever want
I
me on a
don't do any
guest
of
on your podcast, please contact me at Moogle Go Round Radio or on MG_Chili. I will be on anyone's podcast. Seriously, I am happy to talk. I'm sorry. Anyway, Paul, what were you going to say?
Nothing. I don't really do much. Other than, obviously, I'm going to be trying to stream 100% of the time on my channel and Moogle Go Round. Obviously, weekends and then during the week, I'm going to be playing a bunch of random games. Like tomorrow, I'm playing Rust. The friend of ours, I'm
Nice.
playing Rust, a new piece. It's going to be a lot of fun
I'm going
Other
to
than
raid
that-
a WoW player. Is that okay? I want to raid Jen and Eric because I haven't raided them in forever.
Sounds
That's
good.
good.
I'm also going to be on a podcast. So yeah, it's a Dragon Age podcast. It's called Good Morning Thaddeus. We'll be on there talking about Kunari and all that lovely stuff and the Qn. It's going to be really cool. So obviously we got the new Dragon Age anime or animation coming out soon in December 9th. I can't wait for that on Netflix. Go check it out. It's awesome, and I can't wait.
I saw the trailer and it was so yeah. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh, and I will say this again: there will be no New World streams from me ever.
Why?
I'm sorry. So no New World.
Why?
Because my experience in New World is I like to watch TV on my other screen, and I play New World on the others.
All right.
Yeah.
Then.
It's a pretty good game to just
So
have
that's
something
why
else
it's not-
going on.
It's not because it's not something I want to stream. Like I would stream it if I could, but it's something that I watch and do other things while doing it. So so thank you everyone for joining us for episode 157. Do expect some YouTube videos on New World, though. As I said, I plan to do some more of those because people voted that they're happy with it. Also, remember to review us on bonusroll.gg. Also, remember to follow us on Moogle Go Round Radio on twitch.tv and Moogle Go Round Radio. Also, remember, we've got limited edition merch live right now for a limited time only. I'm going to remove it soon because I said I'd remove it before Christmas. So I'm going to remove it by the end of November. So you've got until the end of November to buy our limited edition 150 merch. So yeah, make sure you go check that out. Also, remember to go check out Soundbites because I put that there because I like Soundbites, where I'm going to eat a calendar that will maybe kill me with how much calories. Also, everyone, don't leave yet. We've got a raid. Anyway, go check us on Twitch.tv. Moogle Go Round Radio. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye.